Hello, DXO Photolab 4 has been released, and let's have a quick review of the new features in this new version. In the workspace menu, we can select what's new in Photolab 4. Okay, and we can see here a palette of the new features or improved features. Denoising, there is an improvement. Watermarking is a totally new tool. And HSL, it's an existing tool with some improvements. So let's start with the denoising. We're already familiar with the high quality denoising, prime denoising. Now there is deep prime, which uses much more complicated processing or calculations. As you know, the processing of these denoising, it's being executed during the export to disk, while we are exporting the image. And on my PC, exporting and high quality denoising, it took me 7 seconds. Prime took me 20 seconds, and exporting deep prime image, it took me 60 seconds, which means for every image I will have to wait 60 seconds to be exported, but the results are much better. So if we would like to see the difference, I've already exported one photo. Let's select the right zoom. No, let's make, yeah. Okay. Now, this is the raw photo, okay, with all the noise. I didn't export it as high quality. We just want to compare the prime and the deep prime, and this is the deep prime. Now pay attention to this area in the outline of the face, and now I will go to the deep prime. Okay, you see it's much more clean. Maybe the skin is much better, looks much better too. Okay, more clear. So this is the difference between the deep prime and the prime, and we have already reviewed the denoising improvement. Instead of going to the instant watermarking, let's just see the improvement in the HSL. This is the color wheel, and now we have a color picker, eyedropper color picker. They call it U picker. Okay, if I would like to change, let's say here, okay, if I would like to change the color of this light, I will select it. Okay, and now since the blue is being selected, I can change it from here, and now I have red light, green light, whatever. Okay, there is the effect is affecting here too on these areas because the light is very strong and is everywhere, and I cannot filter this change here. The change or the adjustment is a global adjustment, so it's affecting all the photo. If I will go to a different photo, let's just escape, and if I will go to a different photo, okay, let's take this one. Now I want to change the color of her swimming suit. I will select, I can't select it because it's not active. I should active the HSL, and now let's take the color of her swimming suit. It's not being selected. Why? Again, okay, now it's being selected. And if I want to change the color, let's see what happens. We see that the skin tone had been changed too. Okay, let's make it green. Okay, the skin tone was changed too. So now we have to refine our selection. I will try to refine it from this side. No difference on the skin tone. So I will go to this side, and I will little bit and little bit. I will change it until we have total disabling the effect on the skin tone. Here we have a little bit effect too. We can try from here, but it affects the swimming suit, so we can leave it like this. Okay, so we've reviewed the color picker on the HSL tool. Now we have the instant watermarking. For the watermarking, let's select another photo. Let's take this one. Okay, I will just make these rocks much more clearer. Not from here it will be much better. Okay. Not the best one, but never mind. I want to have more watermarking on this photo, so let's go to the instant watermarking. I can add watermark. You know, watermark is signature, logo, whatever. I can select it as text, enter my name, selecting font type, let's leave it on Arial, and now I can select which, the type. I will select it as bold, and the color, make it yellow. Okay. And I can select the location, where to locate the watermark. Let's put it on the bottom right corner. I can rotate it if I want. And we can change the scaling. We can change the right margin and bottom margin. And opacity too. Okay. Now we have the blending mode. If we would like, we can keep it as an overlay. Multiply, I don't know what. I'm not sure. I don't really know the difference between all of them. I don't know, you have to play with it. Let's go to the image watermarking. Now, if I will not delete the text watermark, I will have the image watermark and the text watermark on the same photo. So let's delete. You can save the watermark as a preset. I will try to save the image watermark. Let's see. So now I will delete it. And let's go to the image watermark. For the image watermark, you have to prepare your image watermark on Photoshop, Affinity Photo. I prepared mine on Affinity Photo. And I have this watermark. Okay, I can change the scale, as we know, and change whatever I want. Let's try here the overlay, the blending mode. Screen. And opacity. It should be something that overlay. Okay. Overlay and opacity. It's over the rock. Okay. I don't know. Play with it. And we have seen the text watermark, and let's bring it back to normal. Okay. We have seen the text watermarking and image watermarking. Now we can use this blending mode. And instead of using a logo or any signature as a watermark, we can use a different image as a watermark. But the best way to see it is on a black background. So let's go to our swimming suit again. Here, I've already saved an image like this in a different folder. So I will select it. Okay. And let's locate it here. Okay. Scale it. We can scale it to the maximum. And what else? If we will, screen is okay, you see. We can see both overlays. Let's try overlay. Nice. You can play with them. So let's go back to screen. Okay, and that's it. Playing with the margins or whatever, you can do whatever we want. Just a gimmick with the watermarking. Now about watermarking, there is one more feature or whatever on the export. Let's take another photo. Let's take this one. Okay, this one is with the watermarking. I will try to save it as create as a new preset. It's being saved. Okay, and now I will select the custom, and I will select another watermark. Let's delete this one and select the blue watermarking. Okay, let's scale it that we can see the difference. I will go to the export to disk. Now here we have override watermark with preset. So if it's not checked, this box, if it's not selected, it means that when I'm exporting the photo, I will get it with this watermark, okay, because there is no override. If I'm checking this checkbox, I have two options. The first one is no watermark. So if I will export this photo, I will get the photo without any watermark. So sometimes if you are exporting photos and you see that on the exported photo there is no watermark, check this one, the checkbox, to be sure if it's selected or not. And the second action, I can select a different preset. So if I will select this one, I will get the watermark not with the blue Doron Cohen, but with the orange one. Now, one more thing about exporting. There is a new selection, which is allow image resampling. You can select a new size for your image while you are exporting it. You can use it for social media, for Facebook, Instagram, and you can select the longest side with pixels and export it. And you will get much smaller file too. Okay, now that we've seen the new tools or new improvements on the adjustment tools, here on the adjustment panel, we have these icons on the top, and we have this field, textual field or search field. Let's see what does it mean. I will select first the advanced palette. Usually you could go for every adjustment tool from here and change it. Now let's say that I would like to do some changes regarding the light. So I'm selecting this one and I'm getting all the tools of light. Okay, let's do it on this one. Yeah, here, because there are some changes. So here we can see all the changes I did on light, but we have here all the tools of light, all the tools of color, all the tools of details, geometry, and our local adjustment history panel, in which we can see, if I will activate the local adjustment, I can see every local adjustment. Okay, so this one will help you to go to the right tools with the very easy way. If you want to select one tool and you know the name of the tool, let's say selective tone, I will just write selective tone, not select, selective tone, and it's already here. So it's a search tool that we can search for a certain tool. We can favorite every tool that we would like to, and then we can access those favorite corrections from here. This one is showing us only the active corrections of this photo. If I'm pressing it, I can see that these were the active the corrections that were applied to this photo. If I will go to a different photo, okay, this will be the active correction. Just a minute. This is the only active corrections of this photo. Okay, and what else here? There is one more slight visual improvement on the repair tool. On the old DXO3, we could not differentiate between the brush area or repair area and the feathering area. And now we have another circle. I will increase the size of the repair tool, and I will increase the size of the feathering. And you can see now it's quite, you can distinguish between the two areas. So just a slight visual improvement. Our next tool is the advanced history. And this is the history panel of the global adjustment as well as the local adjustment. And let's take a photo with some adjustment that we can see. Okay. I will just create a virtual copy. Okay. So we can see here in the advanced history, if I will go to the bottom, we have started from this, and we can go one by one to see the actions that were done in order to get to the final look like this. Okay? Now we have to be very careful. When one of the rows is highlighted, let's say we are here and this one is highlighted, you see that all the above corrections are shaded. And if I will go to any correction tool and I will change its value, pay attention here, okay? Pay attention to these corrections. If I will change the value here, I don't know, to any value, all of the corrections above this one were deleted. They are not accessible anymore. And you have to do you have to do all the corrections again. So be careful with this palette. I don't know, I'm not going to play with it too much. I think I will just collapse it and that's it. And so this was the history panel. Now let's go to copy corrections. As we know, let's go to the virtual copy. Okay. Now, since all the corrections here were deleted, or most of them, I want to bring it back from the virtual copy to the copy. I can do it from any photo to any other photo. You know what? I will select two photos. So I will just make here another crop like this. Okay. And let's say I would like to copy all the correction from this photo to this photo and to this one, but not the crop. Okay. So here we know we can copy correction settings. And now I will select these two photos. They are selected. And I will select paste selected correction settings. And now I can select which corrections I would like to copy to the target photos. I don't want to crop, and I will paste it. And these corrections were applied to these both photos, okay, without the cropping. Okay, so this was the copy corrections or copy selective corrections. It's like the sync in Lightroom. Okay, more improvements. We have batch renaming, batch file renaming. We can rename group of file. I will select here some files up to here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 files. And I will select rename selected images. Now I have three options: replace text, add text, and rename and add counter. Let's start with this one. I would like to rename it to PL4. Okay, PL4. And I want to add a counter which will start with 100. It will occupy, or it will take 4 digits, which means the first one will be 0100, and the position of the counter will be after the name, after the PL4, and it tells me rename 8 images. As you remember, we counted them, we had 8 images. So now they are being renamed. Now let's see another options of changing, of renaming. I will select this from this photo up to here, and I want to change those photos with the phrase 401, which means that these photos are not going to be affected. So let's select rename selected images, and we'll go to replace text. It's like find and replace on Office. Okay, so I will ask them to find 401, and I have to select it, 401, and I want to change it to 444. Okay, now I've selected, let's see how many, where is my, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've selected 11 images. It tells me that it's going to rename only 8 images because here there is no 401. Here we have 401. Okay, rename, and that's it. It's already being changed. Okay, renaming, batch renaming of images, of files. Keywords. Let's see our keywords. Here we can see that we have the keywords birds and sky. Here 2, here 2, bird, sky, and here we have bird, fly, sky. Now if this is the first one that is being selected, and I will select some others, I can see that the fly is now shaded because it's on the first one, but it's not in the others, okay, or it's missing in some of the others. So it's getting shaded, and I know that the fly is not on all of the photos. But if I will select this photo first with the 2, and I will select all the photos with this one with the 3 keywords photo, I can see that on the first one we had 2 keywords, and these 2 keywords are available in all those photos. It doesn't tell me that this one has fly, but that's it. Okay, keywords, if you want to use it, be happy to use it. Thank you very much. I hope I didn't miss anything, and see you on the next tutorial.